I will be flying to Los Angeles to illegally vote for Spencer Pratt. What they gonna do? ID me?
I know this is satirical, but it would be interesting if this actually happened. For years, doofus Democrats have taken the People's Republic of California, which is arguably the most beautiful state in the country. Nice scenery, perfect weather, one of the strongest economies in the world. The Party of the Donkey. They have taken that state, which was built by normal people, and the Party of the Donkey has done what they do best, which is fill the People's Republic with donkey turds while turning the entire state into a flaming ass fire. Allegedly, one of the main ways doofus Democrats have maintained power in the People's Republic, they allow anyone with a pulse to cast a vote. And in some cases, allegedly, fossils who haven't had a pulse in decades have found a way to magically rise from the dead to cast their vote for Karen Bass or Gabby Newsom. It would be interesting if their strategy was used against them. It would be interesting if Spencer Pratt became the new mayor of Los Angeles based on voters who came in from other states. Fortunately, though, for Spencer Pratt and the remaining normal people living in the People's Republic, it doesn't seem like he's gonna need any kind of underhanded assistance because Spence Pratt is doing great, surging in the polls the American way. You know, history has a weird way of repeating itself. Back in the 90s, there was a cultural shift happening in America, and it seems to be happening again. Although this time it is a little bit different. Back in the 90s, it was the rise of the anti hero, counterculture. No more taking vitamins and saying your prayers. Kids in Gen X, or us millennials, we were hell bent on defying the system. TV is often a mirror of American culture, and the television of the 90s, it was a perfect representation of the time period. The original Woodstock in 1969, it was all about peace, love, and rock and roll. It was groovy. 30 years later, Woodstock was filled with fights, mosh pits. There wasn't enough overpriced water to contain all the fires. MTV was producing shows that were considered to be edgy. The WWF, they made a noticeable shift in their content. They went from targeting kids with cartoonish characters to targeting young men filled with testosterone and rage. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was drinking beer, flipping everyone off, and kicking his boss's ass. Jerry Springer, he was recruiting talent from trailer parks across America to come on his show to embarrass themselves on national television by explaining their secret love affair with the community pooper. During the 90s and the 2000s, or at least part of the 2000s, the villains became popular. People were supporting the bad guys in the movies. In terms of reality TV, there was no greater villain than Spencer Pratt. This dude was an absolute genius when it came to making good television. He was not afraid to be hated. He wasn't afraid to push the boundaries of decency. He was the devilish character who came between two best friends. Hell, he created a rumor about a sex tape, damn near ruined a young woman's life, just to have a good storyline for the show. The Spence Pratt that we see today, who is destroying the reputations of Karen Bass and Nithya Raman, he's not all that different from the Spence that we saw on the hills on MTV 20 years ago. Obviously, he is more mature, he's a bit more polished, but he is just as villainous, and he is damn sure just as ruthless. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the second channel is in the description below. Earlier today on the second channel, talked about Charles Barkley lecturing America. According to Charlie, America is a country that's being plagued by homophobia. Clearly, Charles Barkley goes into hibernation every June during Woke Christmas. He must be sleeping during the 30 days that woke cities celebrate Wiener. Charles Barkley is accusing America of homophobia because we have not seen more professional athletes open the closet door and display their pride. I provide a couple of reasons as to why athletes are keeping their preferences private and why it has absolutely nothing to do with homophobia. So if you haven't already, click the link in the description below, subscribe to the second channel. Back in March, Spence Pratt was polling around 10%. My guess is the 10% that were supporting him back then were probably friends and family. I didn't even know that Spence was running for mayor until he decimated the doofus duo during that debate a week or two ago. I'm about to show you some clips, but that debate was absolutely brutal for incumbent Mayor Karen Bass, and it was potentially career-ending for the lesser-known dunce Nithya Raman. As of today, Spencer Pratt has 22% of Los Angeles supporting him. Uncle Casey, that is terrible! Spence is getting his ass kicked! Karen Bass is currently leading the race with 30%. In less than 2 months, Spencer Pratt has seen a double-digit increase in support. He's on the rise, while the doofus duo is seeing a massive decline. And I'll show you why Spencer Pratt is surging. These are some of the highlights from that mayoral debate. Watch them for yourself.
Non-citizens, should they be allowed to vote in local elections? Is this a yes or no, Mr. Pratt?
No.
Mayor Bass?
It depends. It's not a yes or no. We had 2 other reservoirs totaling
Mayor
8 billion gallons that were available, but could not fly.
Yes, she mentioned me. So she's an incredible liar. Everyone on their phones, Google it. 40 weather stations in the Pacific Palisades. It never went above 40 miles per hour. She is referencing the Altadena fire.
I have to interrupt you. No name calling,
She just
please.
lied, though.
Yeah, but no name calling.
She called me a liar.
You're going to watch today as Mayor Bass and Spencer Pratt attack me because they want to run against each other in the general election. Each of them thinks that running against each other is what's going to help them win, and they don't want to run against me.
Mayor Bass and I are definitely not working together. I blame this person for burning my house and my parents' house and my town and all my neighbors down. I am not working with Mayor Bass. Second off, if I wanted to run against anybody, it would be the council member who is terrible. Mayor Bass has at least been a mayor for almost 4 years and has, as she talked about earlier, all the unions endorsed Mayor Bass. You think it's easier to run against the incumbent mayor with all the unions or a random city council member who's been a failure? Councilwoman Robin acts like she doesn't have any authority with this homelessness. She was the 3rd most powerful person in city council. She runs the homeless housing thing. She acts like this is just Mayor Bass. The reality is no matter how many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistics says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. Councilwoman Robin's plan for treatment first, I will go below the Harbor Freeway tomorrow with her, and we can find some of these people she's going to offer treatment for. She's going to get stabbed in the neck. These people do not want a bed. They want fentanyl or super meth.
Naturally, Spencer Pratt is drawing a lot of comparisons to Don Trump. The woke media, they are trying to use the comparisons against him. Look at what happened the last time we elected a reality TV star. It has been a disaster. Our democracy's been threatened. Nazis are on the rise. America's become a fascist nation. Racism, misogyny, homophobia. Oh my! Unsurprisingly, This is another swing and a miss by the mainstream media. His mainstream name recognition, his reality TV career, that is not the reason Spencer Pratt is currently surging in the polls. Hell, for decades, this dude has been perceived as a joke. Think about it. If I told you that an unemployed 42-year-old who has never had a real job, if I told you he wasted millions and millions of dollars buying rocks that he describes as magic crystals. This is my safety crystal. I spent $50,000 to spread these crystals throughout my house. It's much more effective than homeowners insurance. With these safety crystals spread throughout my home, my house is a safe space. Nothing bad can happen in my safe space. How'd those crystals work out for you, Spence? Last I checked, the ashes of your house were blown into the Pacific Ocean. Instead of wasting millions of dollars on crystals, maybe you should have invested in a fire hose. If I told you this guy was running for mayor of Los Angeles, no one would take him seriously. If doofus Democrats were actually doing their job in the People's Republic of California, Spencer Pratt would not be taken seriously. Problem is, they're not. The reason Spencer Pratt is surging, the reason he has become a national politician, this dude is 100% authentic. You see, when you put authenticity next to two professional liars, if you put someone who is being real next to a couple of polished turds, the authenticity has a very powerful way of melting the polish. I don't even know what Spencer Pratt is running on. I know he's running because he blames Karen Bass for his house burning down. I know he supports the police, but I have no idea what the foundation of his platform is, and I damn sure don't know if Spence Pratt will be a good mayor. He has no experience, never had a real job, and he's running for the responsibility of managing the second largest city in the country and one of the largest economies in the world. On paper, Spencer Pratt could be an unmitigated disaster as mayor of Los Angeles. But compared to Karen Bass and her predecessors, could Spence really be any worse? In one of his latest campaign ads, Spencer Pratt showed some footage of a playground in Los Angeles. Now, keep in mind, this is supposed to be the place where you take your children to play. You tell me if you're allowing your kids to play on this playground. Watch it for yourself.
That's the encampment where all the fentanyl addicts and dealers just post up next to it. And then that's the park. That's where... Insane.
The reason Spencer Pratt is surging in the polls, he's got the truth on his side. He is highlighting the problems in Los Angeles. He's highlighting the filth, the sidewalks filled with duty, crime, the homeless epidemic. Last time I was in Santa Monica, we went down to the Santa Monica Pier. You could barely get down to the beach because the beach was filled with tents. All you could see was feet sticking out of the tents as homeless people were sleeping off their hangover from the night before. Spencer Pratt has the truth on his side, and Karen Bass, she has got no defense against it. Question is, will it be enough? Will the truth be enough to flip the headquarters of the Party of the Donkey back to normal people? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.